Hello everyone, it's your girl Asia from Rant channel. Welcome back to my channel. You know what? After yesterday when I kind of like dropped the bomb in that video with Alex and Paige and I kind of went on my side rant, it's about time that I make my own separate video about how I feel truly about Eli calling Clare a whore in Hero versus Villain in season 14 of Degrassi. And you have some fans who like to say, oh, that was him, his bipolar and all that other stuff. I am not going to use that excuse for Eli's mental health or any of that. I'm not going to say he called Clare a whore because he's bipolar. That in of itself don't even make sense. And the fans who say that, they are, ride or die Eli fans. So of course they're going to say some shit like that. I'm not even going to sit here and say, oh, Eli calling Clare a whore was, in a bipolar phase. First of all, that's not how bipolar works. And Eli is able to get angry and mad without making it look like it's a bipolar episode. I really hate that stigma. Like, the stigma for him was way worse than what they did with Craig. Like, with Craig, it wasn't really like a stigma with his bipolar. It was really how everybody treated him once they found out that he had bipolar. Like, Ashley, Joey, everyone started treating him like a child. Like, let's talk to him softly. Oh, please don't scream at him because he might go crazy. I did not like that, and I feel like the last two episodes of season 4 kind of shows that to me because, Craig thought he was the reason that Joey and Caitlin argued a lot, and Ashley didn't want Craig following her to London or want him coming to London with her because she did not want to watch him. She did not want to be responsible if he has a psychotic breakdown, or she didn't want to be the one to tell him to take his meds. Like, she didn't want to tell him that. And it's just like, that pisses me off because she literally sat in that episode when he finally found out that he had bipolar, that she's not going anywhere and that she's going to ride with him. Going to rock with him no matter what. And I feel like if you're with someone who has a mental illness, who is bipolar, you're going to have to take care of them. Like, there's just certain things that they might not pay attention to because they have other things on their mind. And that is why it's good to have a partner who does tell them, hey, go to your therapy, go get your meds and stuff like that. Like, they're taking care of you, you feel me? And it's nothing wrong with if you want them to be more independent, but it's like at the end of the day, they're going to need help, period. They're just going to need another extra set of hands. So I didn't like that whenever Eli got mad that they try to use the stigma that, oh, it's his bipolar that's making him do or say the things he does. I hated that. That's an excuse to me. It is. I don't know when that started to become a thing for the Degrassi fans to do, but I'm not doing that, no. I think Eli calling Clare a whore was just simply straight up that he was over her bullshit and he was just calling it as it is. Now, I will say this is obviously the most controversial, moment in Degrassi history because it's the main one that everybody talks about. And, you got some fans who feel like, he was entitled to his feelings, like me. And then there are some fans who feel like, how dare he call Clare a whore when he cheated on her while she had cancer. Now, let's be clear here. When Eli cheated on Clare, she was in the hospital, so I don't care if they try to flip the script or try to gaslight and try to make it like, oh, he cheated on her while she was in the hospital bed. No. Clare went into readmission, and, Eli went back to school, and she continued, going to Degrassi. Yes, Eli did cheat, physically. Even though he didn't have sex, he still kissed this girl. Some clothes came off. They almost had sex, but he stopped himself and was just like, no. Like, when I go back and look at the moment where Clare found out that Eli cheated, he should have told her straightforward. And, in that moment, everybody tried to make it like, oh, he cheated on her because of Clare. Like, if I really remember from that breakup scene, Eli told Clare that it just happened. Like, they didn't have sex, they kissed, it just happened. And he said that he missed her like crazy. And before she even let her finish, she talked about, oh, so this is all my fault. No, I'm not saying it's your fault. You don't even let me talk. Like he said, for real, let's just be honest. Eli was missing having a companion. You feel me? That's why I said I feel like that Clare and Eli long distance relationship wasn't going to work. That's why they should have just broke up at the end of season 12. when they was broken up, they should have stayed broken up, and I think they should have gotten back together when she found out she had cancer. That's how I would have wrote it. But you know, Degrassi was hell bent on letting them be the surviving couple in season 12. Like, at the graduation, they got to be that couple who looked cute. Like, they got the slow motion kiss. And you know what? I always feel like, why didn't Drew and Bianca get that? But you know, I'm mad at it because Drew and Bianca, they had their moment when he was running for school president. You know, they had their home moment at the end of the episode when they kissed and said, you know, to the world explodes. You feel me? Like, so they had their moment. But to me, I feel like Degrassi was hell bent on trying to make Eli and Clare like the standard of relationships. And I feel like how I would have done it is that I think in season 12 when Eli broke up with Clare because of everything with Cam and just not being in the right headspace, I would have had them stay broken up, and I think I would have let them be friends. And I think when Clare finds out she has cancer, I would have finally let her tell Eli, can he be there for her just as a friend? And then if they want to figure things out as a relationship, I will write that in the show too. I just think it was stupid to write them back in a relationship for real. Because I feel like they didn't talk about anything. And then it's just so pissing me off that Eli is apologizing for how he felt for breaking up with her. I'm irritated because the show is going to do everything in their power to make sure Claire looks like the victim, and that's irritating as fuck to me. So, yeah, that's just my little thoughts about. I feel like they should stay broken up. Now, as far as their breakup scene is concerned, in season 13, right? Everybody's so quick to say, "Oh, he's trying to blame Claire for why he cheated." No, but like I just said, I think Eli was really missing like a companion, someone who was there for you emotionally, physically, spiritually, who was there for you all around as a partner. And one thing that always irritates me is that everybody always makes sense that the long distance was hard for Claire and not hard for Eli. It was just as hard for him as it was for her, right? Because he explained that the reason why the kiss happened is because he was missing an emotional companion. He was missing having conversations with someone. Him and Lenora was connecting, and you know, she just thought that they were connecting to where they might be in a relationship. She obviously thought the wrong thing, and they kissed. And like he said, a little bit of clothes came off, but he didn't have sex with her because he would never do that to Claire. Now the whole thing, how he cheated on her when she had cancer, how dare he call her a whore? It's like, listen, y'all, listen. I understand Eli cheated. You feel me? But one thing I can give Eli grace for is that literally after he did what he did, he literally came to Canada and told Claire to her face that, yes, I did this. To give her the option on whether or not she wants to fix it or she wants to move on. Not many niggas give you that option. Many niggas will lie to your face and tell you they didn't do any infidelity, adultery, no cheating. They just would sit in your face and lie to you. Or you will have to wait months on end to find out or connect the pieces. While Eli told Claire straight up that, yes, I did this. I did this. Yes. Because telling someone that you did what you did in a relationship while you were with them, it gives them the option to either stay or leave. Do you want to fix it? Do you think we could come back from this for my infidelity? Or do you just want to call it quits? I respect that a hell of a lot more than just cheating behind my back and then trying to gaslight me to make it look like you cheated because of me. No. And that's why when we go to the next episode, when Drew and Bianca break up, you know, she wanted to know this story. She wanted to know what happened, but then she was being so dramatic at the same time. Claire is so overly dramatic. Oh my God, it's so irritating. She's like so dramatic. Like, how are you trying to ask him what happened, but you keep cutting him off? Like, girl, listen. She's asking him questions. You know, they walk into the school or whatnot, and you know, he told her that yes, him and this girl Lenora kissed. You know, things got hot and heavy. They didn't have sex, but some clothes came off, and you know, all that. And you know, Eli is telling Claire, what can you do to make it up? And she says she just wish it never happened. That she just wish he never would have done what he did because she don't know if they could ever come back from this. And then she told him that she might know, she thinks she screwed up her opportunity to get into Columbia or whatnot. And, you know, then she walked up and said she got to get back to school. One thing that irritates me about them in this episode is that, you know, Eli showed Claire that every email or every text she's ever sent him, he prints it out and puts it in a little scrapbook for memory so he knows that she's always with him, even if that's many, many miles away. That is very sweet and romantic and spontaneous, right? My thing is, a lot of people like to see it as a manipulation tool that he tried to pull her back in. I don't see it as that. I see it as him telling Claire that don't give up on me, don't give up on our relationship. You feel me? And it's more like, if you feel like we cannot come back from this, then I will gladly leave you alone, even if that means I'm still going to be in love with you. But if we want to work it out, let's fix it. In that moment, she chose to take Eli back. But then in the rest of the season, she's still mad about what he did and still being long distance. Claire, nobody told you to take him back. You didn't have to. You don't owe this man anything. You don't. You don't owe him nothing. Even though this is a boy you've been with since you've been in 10th grade and all of that, you don't owe him anything. If you feel like cheating was something that you and him were never going to be able to come back from, you have the right to call to say, this is not working for me. But instead of doing that, what does she do? Oh, that's right. I'm like, oh, okay. She stayed in a relationship with Eli, still bitch and moan about the long distance. Then she was falling for Drew after she basically said he wasn't her type because he's full of himself and he's this and he's that. They told Drew that she basically admitted to Drew that she had feelings for him. Drew shut her down because he said since she's in a relationship, there's nothing that can ever happen between them. Then, and literally the next episode after that, she calls Eli and tells him that she don't think that they should be in a relationship anymore because she's tired of feeling alone, tired of feeling like crap, tired of telling her friends lies about their relationship when in reality neither one of them are happy. And she broke up with Eli over voicemail. Over voicemail. I don't think Eli deserves to be broken up over voicemail. Not over voicemail, call, or text. If you're going to break up with someone, it should be face to face. If you got the balls to tell me that we're not going to, you don't want us to work, that you don't think we're going to work out, do it to my face. Do it. Do it to my face, so therefore I can take you seriously. Because if you're going to do it over a call or a text, it just don't feel as impactful. You feel me? As much as Claire and Eli have been through and how much they've been together, Claire deserved to break. He did not deserve to get broken up over voicemail, is what I'm trying to say. Like Claire, she could have gave Eli a voicemail and told him that she thinks that they really need to have a serious conversation that involves him coming down there because there's just some things they need to talk about because she just feels unhappy and unwanted in this relationship, unloved or such and such. But in reality, she broke up with Eli over voicemail because, like I just said, she was playing chess and Drew was playing checkers. Like he told her, I know you have to listen to me. I know you're the one who made the fake profile. I know you're the one who told whatever that girl name was that I still was in love with Bianca. You were trying to sabotage my love life because you don't want to see me happy with anyone else because you have to listen. Alright, cool. Thing is, Claire, you have a boyfriend, and I'm not going to do nothing with nobody that's in a relationship. So, when Drew said that he likes Claire too, but he said that she's in a relationship, and he said that he would give her a chance if she was in a relationship. So, of course, as soon as he said those words, what did Claire do? Oh, she go to Eli, call his number, and say, oh, she broke up with him, right? She really broke up with Eli because, ooh, those mosquitoes. Claire really broke up with Eli because she wanted to have sex with Drew. Because other than there being sexual tension between Drew and Claire, what else was really between them? Because I thought they had no chemistry. There was no emotional connection. It was just sexual tension. And even if she would have broken up with Eli earlier in the season, Claire and Drew wouldn't have worked. Because if they break up or do anything together, they're in the same social group, so automatically one of them are going to get put down because of whatever which one of them did something to someone. And that's really what happened, right? Claire broke up with Eli so she could have sex with Drew, so when she did have sex with him, she would not feel guilty about it. She wouldn't have no guilty conscience because she didn't cheat on Eli to have sex with Drew in a relationship. She wasn't even over Eli, even though she was trying to convince herself. She wasn't over him emotionally. She was still in love with him. She gets mad at Drew because he doesn't want to be her rebound or doesn't want to jump into a relationship with her just because she breaks up with Eli. Goes around and tell Claire. Claire goes around and tell Ellie and Jenna that Drew used her for sex and then completely push her to the side. When everybody and mama know that ain't what happened. Drew did not use Claire at all. They had sex. That is something they both wanted to do, but he did not want to be in a relationship with her because she was still in love with Eli. He's allowed to tell Claire he's not going to be her rebound. Who the hell does she think she is to tell him? No, it doesn't matter what you tell him that you want to be with him for real or whatever. The thing is, Claire, you just broke up with Eli, and for real, you're still there emotionally. So, would I look like hot relationship with you when you're still in love with your boyfriend? Girl, no. He's allowed to tell her he don't want to be with her? What? Why is he the bad guy for saying something like that? I don't understand where that whole, he used her came from. Where'd that come from? Because how did he use her? I'm confused. But, it's just a waste of time because it's a good thing Drew did not date Claire. Because at the end of that season, she still had feelings for Eli. She still had feelings for Eli. Literally. So, again, Drew just would have been put in a situation where he just looked stupid. It's a good thing that he said he didn't want to be her rebound or whatever because she still has feelings for Eli. So, I'm really confused. She still has feelings for Eli because that's what she went back to at the end of season 13. So, my whole thing is, why is he wrong for basically telling her, I already could see the future. You're going to run back to him. Period. You're going to run back to him. So, we get to season 14. Season 14, when Claire finally finds out that Eli is actually the father of her baby, not Drew. Like I said, Claire not knowing who her baby daddy was just so trampy and they was just doing too much. In reality, if we're going to be for real, it don't even make sense for the baby to even be Eli's when the last guy that Claire had sex with was Drew. It just made sense for it to be Drew's baby. I'd have been okay with it being Drew's child, for real. I feel like Claire and Eli still could have been together whether or not the baby was his or not. But they wanted the baby to be his because they needed a reason to get Eli and Claire back together. So, of course, as soon as she said the baby was his, they wanted to work on a relationship. My thing is, they were trying to actually fix things and go with the flow when it comes to, having a relationship. But the show didn't allow them to do that. They did not allow them to go with the flow. They just was so quick to just make them just have sex and then just say, yeah, we together now, everything's good now that we didn't have sex. What the fuck happened to having conversations? What the fuck happened to that? Like I said, Claire not knowing who her baby daddy was is just trampy. How do you not know who you shacking up with? How do you not know who you getting in the sack with? How is that even possible? That is why it don't even make sense that the baby was Eli's, because how could she not know that the baby was Eli's? How? That's why I said they could have did something where she knew the baby was Eli's the whole time, but she wanted to get back at Drew for doing what he did to her. That would have been a way better storyline. Way better. Way better, in my opinion. That just sounds way better to me. So let's get to the real cause of the issue. I just want to run down a few things. Let's get to the iconic moment of Eli calling Claire a whore. Right? Okay. I look at this scene in two ways. Number one, I look at it as if I am 100% behind Eli. And people going to say, oh, that's only because you hate Claire. Yes, I do hate Claire. I cannot stand that bitch for the life of me. I can't. She has been my least favorite character since I've always rewatched the show. If we talking for a newer generation, she is my least favorite character. Least favorite. And I would have to say, from the OG era, least favorite characters, I'm going to have to go with Ashley. I could never stand her. And I'm going to have to say Manny. With Manny, I can't she's cool. She's okay by me. She's an overrated character. But when I say I can't stand Manny, I can't stand her because she do dumb shit and then never learn from it. And then just like Allie, she's so quick to blame the guy when honestly, girl, it takes two to tango and it takes two to do something foolish. Nobody told you to have sex with boys. No one told you to come to school with a thong on. Nobody told you to do any of those things. She never took any accountability. So, like I said, Manny is an overrated character. Like, and if I would tell anyone, like, oh, she's not one of my favorite characters from the OG era, they would be like, what? It's like, I'm allowed to have my opinion. It's not even a lot of characters from the OG era I really like for real, because some of them don't really matter to me for real. So, but yes, Claire is my least favorite character all around in Degrassi. Like, she's number one. She's number one. She's just so annoying. So, yes, like, I look at this scene in two ways. People are so quick to say, oh, you agree with Eli because you hate Claire. No. When I say I see the scene in two different ways, I see it as this. I don't think Claire and Eli should have gotten back together after this moment. Because I don't know if I would be cool with a guy that I loved at the time calling me a whore. And then, you know, be so quick to raise a family with this person or whatever after he just called me the most disgusting thing he could ever call me, which is a whore. Because he's upset. No, I don't know if I would ever date a guy that I'm in love with who called me a whore. Simple as that. I don't know if, I'm not saying I would ever have done what Claire have did, but I'm just saying in the moment, if we just broke up, there was no me getting pregnant by another guy, and I just move on and whatever, and I was just there to get some closure for him or for him to get some closure, he just called me a whore because he still can accept the fact that I am moving on. I don't know if my relationship with this other guy I'm with didn't work out. I don't know if I would ever want to get back together with my ex because it's like, damn, there's worse things you could call me. But you call me a whore because I simply don't want to be with you, and then I'm moving on. Okay, that's despicable. I don't think Claire should have gotten back together with Eli after he called her a whore. Like, it's insane. But I've always felt like there was nothing wrong with him saying those words because that's exactly what Claire was in. Nobody ever called Claire out for basically trying to have her cake and eat it too. She was trying to have her cake and eat it too. She wanted to be a little family with Drew, but she wanted to be in a relationship with Eli. Girl, you can't have you can't have the best of both worlds. Girl, you're not Hannah Montana. The fuck, you cannot be a teen mother by night and then be a girlfriend by day. It don't work like that, bitch. You're not Batman. So I feel like when Eli called Claire a whore, I feel like they should never have got back together from it, and I feel like he wasn't wrong. I feel like Eli is entitled to have his feelings, and I feel like everything he was saying was 100% right. It makes no sense that Claire she want to make plans and dream goals and this and that, when it's like, honestly, Claire, you're carrying another guy's baby in your stomach. Why are you even thinking about what me and you are about to be or whatever, talking about, oh, I had something that might fix something between us. First of all, I don't even like how she even tried to dangle the fact that, oh yeah, once I tell Eli that I'm pregnant with his baby, everything's going to go back to normal. Like, girl, what? No, why should it go back to normal? So he should just get over the fact that you slept with another guy and that you got pregnant by him? Like, why is Eli the bad guy for calling her out on her bullshit? Why? She ruined everything. The fuck, and then it's the fact that she tried to have her cake and eat it too and try to make sense that their worlds, that everything wasn't going to be different had the baby been Drew's. Like, she was trying to have her cake and eat it too. She was trying to have best of both worlds, like I said. She was trying to be a little family with Drew and then try to be in a relationship with Eli. And I don't think Eli should be a bad guy for basically laying down the law and telling Claire that if the baby is Drew, he don't want it to do with her, him, or that baby. I don't think he should be the bad guy for that. The fuck? I'm not raising another kid's child. Like when she said, oh, I'm going to give birth and then move 1,000 miles away and Eli can help. You mean help you raise a kid that ain't mine? Why the hell would I do that? Why would I do that? It don't even make sense. That's what I'm talking about. She just wanted to dangle the fact that she was pregnant over Eli's head to reel him back in. Nobody ever called her out for that. Nobody. So, no. I don't think Eli was wrong for calling Claire a whore. And for the ones who say, oh, he don't have the right because he cheated on her, yappity, motherfucking smackity. So what? So what? They've all done shit. Nobody in this fucking Degrassi world is perfect. Everybody that does some corrupted shit. Everybody that does something demonic. Like, come on, y'all still could make someone, oh, he's the bad guy and she's like the hero. She did shit wrong too. It don't matter if her Eli was broken up when she still did what she did. She still did what she did. Like, people so quick to say, oh, how can he call her a whore when she did what she did with Drew and they were in a relationship? That's not why he's upset. Like, Claire, it's one thing for you to have sex with a guy because, you know, you was catching feelings for him or whatever, but how do you want to be in a relationship with me or make plans with me when you're carrying this nigga baby in your stomach? You don't think nothing has changed? You don't think anything is going to be different? Like, Claire was being realistic. Like, she just was just living in this fucking delusional ass world where she just felt like, you know, everything's going to be alright. Like, once Eli finds out or whatever, everything's going to be cool and okay. It's like, girl, what reality are you living in? Why should he be okay with you carrying another guy's baby? Why should he be okay with you carrying another guy's baby in your stomach after you just sat there and said that you want to have everything, but you never mentioned nothing about being pregnant? Like, what? This little girl don't never make sense to me. So I'm just in it with this. I don't think Eli was wrong for calling Claire a whore, because in that moment with everything, she kind of was, because like I said, she was trying to have her cake and eat it too. She was trying to be in a relationship with Eli, and then she was trying to raise a family with Drew. That's just how I feel. So yeah, that's just how I feel. She was trying to be in a relationship with Eli and then trying to raise a family with Drew. Like, girl, no, you don't get to have both of the best worlds. So that's just how I feel. As always, if I see some more controversial topics from Degrassi, I'm going to be wanting to make response videos. As always, it is nice talking to y'all, and catch y'all in my next video.